The Pokemon TCG has a lot of beautiful artwork, but some of it can go underappreciated, especially from the Neo sets. This is when the game was losing a lot of the momentum it had when it came out, and so these sets kinda went under the radar. That's why today we're looking at Neo Genesis, the first of them, and ranking every single card in that set, starting with Chikorita. Now this is a great Chikorita card. Usually when they're doing the first card of a starter Pokemon, they use its stock model and just put it on a silly looking background, but he's proudly standing on a rock. There's a sunset in the background, a little mountain range. I like this one. 6 out of 10. All right, that's a lot closer to what I expected. What is even going on here? Chikorita looks yellow. Does he have jaundice? The background is ugly poop colored and swirling around. There's random little sparkles and it's just his stock model. No. 3 out of 10. Chinchou is another stock model, but there's 2 of them this time. At least they're kind of in a place. 4 out of 10. Okay, I thought they would have pulled back on the stock models this far after base set. Cyndaquil is not looking too hot, and I'm pretty sure that's just a stock photo of fire behind him. 2 out of 10. This doesn't even have the creativity of Chikorita's card. Now, this is a lovable Cyndaquil. Look at that little guy and how happy and flappy he is. I want to squeeze him in my hands because he looks so chubby. I am down with this Cyndaquil. 8 out of 10. Girafarig is in a PS1 game. Those don't even look like N64 textures. Look at how crisp the grass is, and I kind of respect it more than the other stock arts for that. 6 out of 10. Gligar's alright. It gives a good sense of speed of him flying out of this valley, and I do like that, but there's not much else going on in this card. 6 out of 10. Oh, look at this Hoot Hoot. He's so cute, even though it brings to attention how weird his talent things are, but whatever. The art style's picking up slack on this guy. I'm gonna say 7 out of 10. Hoppip is so happy, and I can't think of a single other thing to say about him. He just looks like he's having a good time. 6 out of 10? This horsey has such a cute art style, and he's in like a weird bubble bath. I kinda dig it, but it's not my favorite. 6 out of 10 on the horsey as well. We're getting a lot of average ones today. Oh, but Ladybug, Sumiyoshi Kazuki is back. Same artist as the Hoot Hoot. I think Ladybug's also deserving of a 7 out of 10 here. Mantine is the stock art. He's not looking too hot. That Remarade's very off model. I'm not sure what happened there. Stock photo in the background, 4 out of 10. Could be worse. This Mareep is the stock art, but they copy pasted it like 10 times, and I find that funny. 6 out of 10. Meryl is up there blowing bubbles, and he kind of fits in with the bubble shape himself, but his background's kind of blurry, and I don't really like it. 5 out of 10. It hurts to do. Ew. Where is Natu? He's on like a table with dirt. Ugly. Ew. 3 out of 10. No. Oh my god. This might be one of the most perfect specimens I have ever witnessed. Look at the weight behind Oddish's steps, the exaggerated motion, and how you can see him skipping around in the night. The tiny, itty bitty face. This is one of my favorite card arts of all time, I think. I have to give it 10 out of 10. It's just perfect. All right, I really like the colors on this Onix, but ever since I saw this card as a kid, all I can think about is it looks like he climbed up my butthole. 4 out of 10. Oh, this is such a cute Pikachu though. I feel like I ripped this card one time, but he didn't deserve it. He's so cute. 8 out of 10, though that is the Pikachu difference. Okay, I know this is Sentret's stock art, but even in stock art, Sentret looks cute as hell. This goes hard. I would want to be friends with this Sentret. 7 out of 10. Another stock art of Shuckle, but he's in one of those low poly 3D environments, which at least gives him a little bit of leeway over some others. I'm gonna go with 5 out of 10, but I don't think he should be called the mold Pokemon. That sounds yucky. Oh, look at the Slowpoke. He's so cute, and this is an early Komiya piece. Komiya makes banger artworks and still making cards for the TCG today. Komiya's cards are those ones that are always like the crazy abstract style, a lot going on, lines are just a suggestion. Banger card arts, banger card artist, 9 out of 10 for Slowpoke. Snubble next to a fire hydrant? Are they implying that Snubble pisses? 7 out of 10. Oh, this is clearly what the 2 out of 10 slot is reserved for, because Spinarak on a nothing background that gives it no context. I mean, it kind of looks like a web, but it kind of looks ugly. This is a 2 out of 10 if I've ever seen one. Stantler's on another of these crazy 3D backgrounds. I didn't know we'd see so many of these, but I am digging them for the more plain looking cards. kind of makes them a 5 out of 10 for me just because I get to look at the early CG models. Did you even try with making this Sudowoodo look like he's in motion? Because it looks really bad. 3 out of 10. Sunkern in a sun hat. Does it get any more perfect than that? Look at his cute big old eyes. If he fits, he sits, and I loves it. 9 out of 10 for this Sunkern. I never knew I could love such a bad Pokemon so much. We got Blizzard.png on top of Swinub.webp, all overlaid on SnowyMountain.jpg. I mean, at least it fits together. 4 out of 10. Totodile. Well, I mean, the water graphics are nice. 4 out of 10. That's a much better Totodile. Shows off his personality. He's playing among the lily pads. He's got his mouth big and flappy and open, exaggerated even. I very much like this Totodile. 7 out of 10 for him. Oh, who doesn't love a good Wooper? He's just enjoying a beach day, and he looks like he's made of arts and crafts. He looks like a little cardboard South Park character, but that fits him so well. 8 out of 10 for Wooper. And our first uncommon with Apom. These trees look way too bulbous and make me uncomfortable, especially with the Apom right there showing me his ass. 5 out of 10. Once again, using the technique of take the one model and copy paste it twice so that there's 3 Ariados. I mean, it's more effort than some of the other ones, but it's still not great. 4 out of 10. Oh my god, Bayleaf only looks marginally better than Chikorita. And at least the background isn't poop color this time, it's just a vomit swirl. 4 out of 10. But this Chikorita, why is this Chikorita in Hyrule Field though? What are you doing there, buddy? You're in the wrong game. This is 6 out of 10 though. It worked out for him. This Clefairy looks like an old lady. Look, it's got like stretch marks under its eyes on a porch swing. I don't want to think about Clefairy getting old and dying, so that bumps it down to like a 7 out of 10, all right? Like, it's still up there. Croconaw looks like he belongs on a case of Dasani water. 4 out of 10. How is this Croconaw somehow worse and even more boring? 3 out of 10. Where my hug at? Why is Electabuzz doing that pose? I would not hug this man. It's an impressive composition, but I would not be hugging him. 5 out of 10. Aw, Flaffy looks really cute. It's just the stock model, but hey, it gets points for cuteness at least. 4 out of 10. This is another stock art one, but the implication that furrets are like prairie dogs and poke their head out of the ground? What? Did y'all know about that? 6 out of 10. Gloom's really cute. He's having a nap. He's doing his iconic drool. I'm not a fan of mushrooms though. Big believer in no mushrooms. I do not like mushrooms in my card arts. That makes him an automatic 5 out of 10 in my book. No mushrooms. This Gamble is ugly. Why is he in a desert? Why is electricity coming off of him? None of it makes any sense. I just have to punish this with a 2 out of 10. At least Lantern's a little better. It's still stock art, but he's floating in a deep sea and the water texture up top looks kind of cool. 4 out of 10 for him, I guess. Once again, copy pasting one Pokemon art into 3, so it looks like we did more work, even though it kind of just draws attention to the fact that they're all in exactly the same pose, and that looks damn ugly. Also, it's Ledian. 2 out of 10. Oh, but this Magmar's really cool. I dig the brush strokes, how the gradients look almost spray painted on. Like you'd see this Magmar on the side of a hippie van, and I really like that. 7 out of 10. This Magby is in front of a curtain though. Why did they go with a curtain looking pattern for the fire? 3 out of 10. I'm not gonna ignore the fact that this is stock art, but I think it's so funny that they didn't even try to hide the real life farm image in the background. Like, it's not even blurred or painted or anything. That's just a farm there. Also, Tauros is here. That takes a little bit of effort to put into place. 6 out of 10. You know, pretty good for a stock just because it's interesting. Now, this is a copy pasted stock art, but the Noctowls in the background have their eyes glowing, and it looks like kind of a Blair Witch found footage type situation here with the grainy trees. It's pretty cool. 5 out of 10. Ugh, the desert environment is ugly. The Phanpy barely looks like it's to scale and belongs there. 2 out of 10. How did it get worse? I think Piloswine is supposed to be on a snowy mountain, but it kind of just looks like he's having a beach day, and none of the composition comes together. 1 out of 10. Quagsire is always gonna be a good time. Look at that big happy face. Not much from the environment here, but I do like how the Pokemon is drawn. 7 out of 10. Quilava is on like a stock volcano image. I'm not feeling this one at all. He was my starter. He was my boy. You gotta do him better than that. 3 out of 10. The 3D environment improves it a little bit. You know, he's a little bit better in this one. Not great, but fine. 4 out of 10. I'm not even sure what this horsey is doing. I can't make heads or tails details of, is he embedded in like a rock? Is this some artistic interpretation of water? I don't really know, but at least he's not stock art. 5 out of 10. Aw, Skiploom is cute too. You can't make the Hoppip line not cute with those little cartoony faces and cat mouse. Another 5 out of 10 here. Oh, Sunflora is so happy, and it looks like it's at the same house that Sunkern is earlier. Maybe it even is the same Sunkern, and the hat belonged to its gardener trainer, and now it's going out to see the garden. I think this is a solid 8 out of 10. It could be higher if the hat had reappeared. Togepi in a little tree. Oh, this reminds me of the Pokemon 2000 mini movie. There was a lot of trees there, and Togepi got lost. Not the biggest similarity, but hey, this is a 7 out of 10. Xatu on a wall. I think they were going for like a cave painting approach here, but it doesn't work with how this Xatu looks. You need to make him look like he's etched into the stone, not like he's on a Zoom call and's got the stone pyramids background behind him. 3 out of 10. It's time to take a break from Pokemon and do some trainers now, and trainers are always the biggest bangers of any of these sets. I love early Pokemon trainers, and what a one to start with. Arcade game Goldenrod Corner. Look at that 3D slot machine model. Oh, it's gorgeous. 9 out of 10. Oh my god. It's one of the most beautiful trainer cards I've ever seen. It's stuff like this that reminds you that Pokemon originally leaned a little more towards sci-fi and being out of our current realm of technology. There's an orbital ecosystem in the Pokemon world that you can just go to battle, and it looks like that, and you can see the horizon of the world, and it's so gorgeous. I don't want to jump the shark here, but screw you, it's getting an 11 out of 10. I'm not gonna give just any that. I didn't give the Oddish an 11 out of 10. I'm still being picky. It deserves it. Eco Gym deserves it. Energy Charge is kind of ugly. This is not what I want from a trainer card. 2 out of 10. Oh, but Focus Band. This is a Komiya card. They pulled him off trainer cards. He doesn't get to do them anymore, but it was a banger when he was allowed to do them. This is a 9 out of 10. Look at this artwork. Mary. Okay, this is a stock art, but it's of a character you usually don't see that much artwork of to begin with, and it's got a 3D environment in the background. I'm kind of fucking with this one. 8 out of 10. Oh, Pokegear, my beloved. If this doesn't make you want a Pokegear in real life, I don't know what will. It's just such a gorgeous piece of technology that can only be conceived of in a late 90s vision of the future. 10 out of 10 for Pokegear. Super Energy Retrieval. It's still an ugly vortex. Didn't we do this one before? 1 out of 10. I don't like it. Oh my god. It's a beauty. Time Capsule. First of all, talk about an underrated mechanic that not a lot of people even know how it works, but then to have this beautiful 3D model representing it, perfectly showing again this 90s vision of future technology that we rarely get anything similar to in the Pokemon world nowadays. 10 out of 10 for Time Capsule. I love this card. Bill's Teleporter. Not as cool as Time Capsule, but still a pretty cool gizmo. 9 out of 10. Card Flip Game Goldenrod Corner. Just as good as the slot machine, and I also like that it has the Game Freak logo on it, which is pretty funny. 9 out of 10. Gold Berry. This thing just kind of looks like a mango. I like Bravery Charm more because it looks like a chicken nugget. 2 out of 10. Miracle Berry. This is kind of a neat 3D model. It's more interesting than the Gold Berry at least, but also still kind of a weird model floating in a void. 4 out of 10. Slightly better. New Pokedex. Now it's no Pokegear, but it is still very cool, and I approve of this design. 9 out of 10 here. Oh, Professor Elm. He's so cute. He's holding the best boy Cyndaquil. We love Cyndaquil here, so that gets extra points. And there's a photo of an actual lab in the background. Is Professor Elm doing some Walter White shit here? 9 out of 10. Sprout Tower. Oh, what a gorgeous look at an area from the games in early 3D, and there's even a Bellsprout in the clouds in the background. 8 out of 10. Was this Super Scoop Up's first printing, or had it been printed before this? It's an alright artwork. I like that Magnemite is so happy to be scooped up and he's having his damage removed. That's pretty cool. 7 out of 10. Berry. Just berry, not Miracle Berry, not Gold Berry, just a weird looking berry. 3 out of 10. It doesn't look much better than Gold Berry. Double Gust. This is another Komiya card. It's got Sentret on it. It's got Hoot Hoot. I think this is another 9 out of 10. Like, look at the Sentret. He's flexing, man. Moo Moo Milk. All right, now this is another Komiya, but it loses points because you know we could have gotten the nipple bottle and they had to replace it with this card right here. So it's an 8 out of 10 instead of a 9 out of 10. Pokemon March. This is maybe the best Komiya trainer, showing all the Pokemon coming out because they got the radio on that makes them come out. Sentret's popping out of a tree and I love Sentret. Cyndaquil is here and he's the one who turned on the radio. Oh, 10 out of 10. Super Rod. This is the best Super Rod art they've ever done. Look at that shadow. What Pokemon even is that? It's a super cool look as Super Rod. It makes it look fancy and 3D and CGI and new age. 9 out of 10 for the breast cancer awareness Super Rod. I always called it that because the pink handle. Like, I legitimately called it that in my youth. And you better believe it's time for the rares, and we're starting with Cleffa. Cleffa is learning to knit. Now, this thing was a beast to be reckoned with. Look at that Eek attack. 1 energy, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 7 cards. This guy is just tricking you into thinking that he's gonna be weak with this baby artwork. He's actually slaying. It's an 8 out of 10 good. Donphan is almost as ugly as Fanfi. Oh my god. The only reason it's not more ugly is because it blocks out more of the background, so it can't look as dissonant as Fanfi. 2 out of 10. I like it's pretty cute. I don't know what he's doing up in the clouds, but I do still like him. 6 out of 10. Oh, what a Murkrow card. I love this painting technique. It's working better than the Seadra where I couldn't tell where it is. Now I can tell that Murkrow's perched up on a rock, and he looks very regal. I think this is an 8 out of 10. It's a great piece. Sneasel, you know why this artwork is iconic. This is one of the first ever banned cards, and you can see it in that smug grin on his face. And honestly, the lens flare effect does a lot to make this stock artwork look pretty good and unique. 6 out of 10. And now we've reached the holo rares, starting with Ampharos shining off from his weird head orb. It's something at least, but he's not in any discernible place. I mean, I guess it's dark and that's what he's trying to light up. 4 out of 10. Azumarill's a cute card, but again, I can't really tell where we are. The holo effect goes kind of crazy on these ones. I think it's just vague sea colors though. 3 out of 10. Now finally, a gorgeous holo rare. Blossom is dancing, and that other one in the corner is so happy, and I love him and I want to protect him. 7 out of 10 for these Blossoms. For Alligator, oh, this is a weak first appearance for him. Just regular art, blue background, nothing going on. 3 out of 10. And so is this one. This one looks so different than the other one, and they're both stock art. I don't know. I dislike this one more than the other one, so I guess it's a 2 out of 10. It's so incredible what adding a pincer facing off against Heracross in this artwork does for the card. It takes it from what would be a 3 out of 10 up to like a 7 out of 10. This card is a banger, and it's all because they added the pincer for the lore reasons. 7 out of 10. That's all it takes. This is a great looking jump buff, especially after the happy looking Skiploom and Hoppip that we saw earlier in the set. 7 out of 10 for him. Kingdra. Oh, he's nowhere. He's a little bit ugly. This is boring. 2 out of 10. Oh, but this Lugia card, the multiple colors coming in the background to represent the different energy types and maybe tie into the lore of Pokemon 2000 a little bit with the 3 legendary birds, and just look at how elegant Lugia himself looks. Oh, I can understand why people like this card a lot. 7 out of 10. Okay, this one's all right. It is stock art for Meganium, but it goes over pretty well. You know, it's a smooth stock art. It's not incredibly out of place. It works fine. 5 out of 10. This Meganium though, bro's just drawing attention to how long his neck is. Antennae are popping at the seams of the card at the top. I mean, he's all right, but I don't like him as much as the other one. 4 out of 10. I have this Pichu, and it really is just random colors in the background. I kind of would have liked to get like a sleeping Pichu for the first artwork. Cleffa got a good first artwork. Why didn't this baby get a good first artwork? He does have the red cheeks though. Is he perhaps shiny maybe? I don't know, but he is a 3 out of 10. Skarmory. This posing does not do a lot to show him off. You really need the full wingspan to understand Skarmory and why people like him, and this does not do that for me. It is a 3 out of 10. Oh, it's Slowking on the beach. I always thought he looked so happy and derpy in this artwork. I love him, but they messed up his Pokemon power in America, and rather than errata it, they just banned him. His Pokemon power is only supposed to be used in the active slot, and they forgot that part. Oopsies. He gets a 6 out of 10. He's on the higher end of the stock arts. Steelix. It does a good job showing off the Pokemon, but there's not enough going on, like most of these holos. 5 out of 10. Togekiss. Again, not enough going on. We need more going on in these cards, guys. 4 out of 10. Typhlosion. Typhlosion, it's still nothing going on. I mean, at least the colors in the background kind of match. It looks pleasant to look at, but 5 out of 10. But this is the Typhlosion I want. Oh, look at that guy bracing for impact. He's so cool. Cyndaquil was my first starter. I have the nostalgia for him. I think this is a great artwork showing him off. And you know, I'm not going to give Typhlosion any less than an 8 out of 10. This Pokemon can do no wrong. And that's the last one. So now that I finished looking through the entire set, I'm just going to check my Twitter real quick and see... What the f did Typhlosion? Here's my favorites from the set. Here's my least favorites. If you want to share yours, put them down in the comments. And if you want another video like this to watch, I already ranked every card in the base set, so you can go check that out. I still can't believe Typhlosion was indicted for insider trading.